Welcome in, everybody, to a very special episode of The Bart Allen Show. Thanks for watching and listening. We're talking that 90s show available to stream now on Netflix. One of the stars is with us, Sam Morelos. Thank you for your time and congratulations on all of your success with this.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Very cool. Well, this is a lot of fun, a little bit of nostalgia, a new story. How exciting is this for you to be a part of something that is truly a part of television pop culture and to be able to tell a very different story with a beautiful cast and, of course, some of the legacy cast as well?
Oh, it has been just so tremendously exciting. I mean, I was a fan of that 70s show. I binge watched every single season over quarantine when it was on Netflix, and I fell in love with it. And I'm just so ecstatic that I get to kind of continue their story because 90s is a sequel and it really is just picking up where they left off, which is really cool.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. And of course, you have the legacy cast and your cast as well. But I'm very curious, how did the project come about for you? Or maybe a better question would be, what interested you in it when it was presented to you and made you decide as an actor and a storyteller that you wanted to commit your time to it?
Yeah, well, I actually have a very unique story of how I came about that 90s show. I did not have an agent or a manager or anything.
Oh,
It was
wow. You were just in it
it yeah.
cold.
Yeah, I answered to a cattle call, like an open casting call.
Okay.
I was a junior in high school and it was just posted at my school's bulletin, whatever, and it was like that 90s show Netflix talent search. Submit an introduction video. And it was really just one thing I liked about the 90s, one thing I didn't like about the 90s, my name, my age, things like that. So I really just started the whole audition process on my own just because I was like, why not? I love that 70s show and this seems like it would be fun, but nothing's gonna come from it, right? I mean, it's an open call, but like I'm just going to have fun. And then I just got callback after callback after callback, and then I got to live auditions, and it was my very first time that I ever sent an audition tape anywhere.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was very, very exciting, but also still I was able to approach it in a very fun angle because I didn't think that I would ever book the job because I didn't have any team or rep or anything. It was me, and I just barely CC'd my mom in the emails. Like I was trying to just be
You're
like,
like, I'll
um,
just add her for fun just to see if this goes
yeah,
anywhere.
because also because acting is just the thing that I love doing, and it was really fun being able to work with the producers in the sessions, and it was for me I just thought of it as a learning experience. And then it just snowballed into booking the job. I was auditioning for 4 months for them though because
Wow.
they weren't sure of me because I didn't have any credits. I was a ghost. If you Googled Sam Morelos, you would find nothing. Um, Maybe like some YouTube clips that my mom posted of me singing or something. But like it was I didn't have a presence or I didn't have experience, but I have been going to this acting school, which is where I found uh, the casting call, but I've been going to this acting high school for a while. So it was really fun and I booked the job. I was the last person they casted, and yeah, the rest is history.
And you're a lead. You have a very significant role in the show. And how cool is it that you went into this in probably the purest way possible that you could, because you're not jaded, you're not, categorized in any
Yeah.
area specifically.
Mhm.
As an actor, they don't know you, and then they go, we're betting on Sam to carry this show. Now you have everything. You have a manager, you have a publicist, you have an agent, and you
And
have
yeah, it
all
all
of
just
it.
came to me uh very serendipitously, and I'm very grateful for my team. Um like my manager, my acting teacher at this acting school that I go to introduced me to her, and then that's how I got my manager. I became friends with the casting associate of that 90s show, and she introduced me to some agents, so that's how I got my agent. Like it was, I met a lot of good people, and I'm very, very, very grateful. And the whole process was incredible because I came from a theater background. I come from a
Okay.
theater background, so the television world is a very foreign concept to me, or was not anymore because we filmed it. But going into it though, I didn't feel out of place because they say that multicam sitcom is the black box of Hollywood.
Yes.
Um, so when we blocked the scenes, it was like theater, and with a live audience, that wasn't a foreign concept to me
So you're
either.
like, I got this. This is
It
easy.
didn't. Yeah, I knew, and I had the training I needed um, to be able to tell a story and tell Nikki's story, and it was a really, really fun experience, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm just so grateful.
Wow, I got chills. That's so cool. And
Yeah.
yeah, they do say that multicam comedies are very hard because of the reasons that you just explained. But coming from the theater, I've also heard the reverse too, that because of that, you are blocking scenes and then you have an audience. So that was my next question. So you did tape in front of a live studio audience for these,
Yes, you did.
which is cool. Probably way better. I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't matter, but probably better than a laugh track because you're getting real-time responses
Yeah.
from the audience. I mean, the sets on this are, from what I understand, original, if not very close to what they used. And it's kind of funny because like they filmed the 70s and the 90s, and now we're filming the 90s in the 2000s.
Yeah,
And I
it's a
think there might have been an 80s show attempt somewhere in there, but
yeah.
this is where it's at. So we've got all the episodes out. What do friends, what do family think about this for you? I mean, they just have to be over the moon.
Oh, they're ecstatic. It's the kind of thing that is, at least for me, it feels very very serendipitous. That's like my word.
I get it. It makes
Uh,
perfect sense. Yeah, it totally
yeah,
does.
and they're just so ecstatic for me. And my grandma, every single time, I love her so much. Every single time I'm next to her at some function where her friends are, the first thing she says is all like, "Oh, this one's on Netflix," and it's like before the show came out. So I'm like, "Netflix, this one, Netflix." And nice to meet you. I'm Sam. But it was like a very strange feeling because at the same time, because it was just this fun thing that I did over the summer. It didn't feel like work, and I don't think the enormity really set in. I don't think it has set in yet, even though um, I know that millions of people are watching the show now because it's Netflix, it's global, and we're number one woo, on Netflix. But I does because I still go to school, um, and I'm still just I feel overwhelmingly normal when people because people are asking me like, oh, how does it feel now? Um, but normal in a good way, um, but still very very exciting, and because it's all very exciting, and my
Yeah.
friends love to tease me when I'm at school. They just
Oh,
go,
I was going to ask you, do they
oh,
give you a hard time? Oh, it's
oh
Sam. She's
no.
on Netflix now.
Yeah. Oh, they come up to me all the time and they just go, "Oh my God, is that Sam Morelos from that 90s show?" And I'm like, "Guys, I just want to eat my lunch. I just want to eat my lunch." But it's like the most endearing thing. It's a good problem to have because I know that they're super proud of me, but they just the way they show their love is poking fun at me, but that's just how we
Yeah,
roll.
they got to keep you grounded. They got to keep you
Yeah.
humble.
No, they're
I
one.
say that jokingly, but I think the whole thing that is so fascinating about all of this is just the fact that you literally just answered an ad in a newspaper basically and said, why not? What do I have to lose? But it's also a testament of your talent and your hard work that you've put in over the years, all the plays, all the things that you've done. And I believe that when you do that, serendipitous is a very good term because you are now reaping the fruits of your hard work. And obviously, you're like, I've got a long way to go. I get that. But it's okay to embrace the success and the fame, so to speak, I guess, uh, even though your friends are teasing you.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I mean, so last question or so here. What was your experience like working with the Legacy cast? I mean, that had to just be super surreal considering that you were a fan of the show.
Yeah, it was, oh my gosh. Just my heart was so full when I would get on set, even without the legacy cast there, because Deborah Joe and Kurtwood were there every single week.
Yeah.
And they're phenomenal. They and Deborah Joe also comes from theater, so we had that kind of connection and could relate to each other in that way, for a common love for theater. And working with them, even just watching them work was mind blowing. It was like a
Yeah.
master class every single day. I learned so much because they are such seasoned veteran actors that have spent a lot of time with their characters, and so they know exactly who Red and Kitty are. They know them like the back of their hand.
Yeah.
And it was really inspiring watching them work, just bounce off of each other because they know their relationship so well. And the ensemble that they created, they've really laid a great foundation for all of us new kids because they were so welcoming and they brought us into their little family. When there was this pre-show ritual that they had with the 70s show cast, which was everyone would, right before the live show, before we'd like go out, we'd all put our hands in and we'd say our favorite line from the show of that week that we were doing. And it was cool that they let us into that little tradition they had. And I'm just so in awe of Deborah Joe and Kurtwood for their comedic timing and their massive amounts of talent. And when the legacy cast would come, like Laura Prepon would directed a couple episodes, and it was so cool to see her navigate the basement because she also knew that set like the back of her hand because she spent like what 8 years there. So she knew it was like, and seeing all the legacy cast members come back to set, it was like watching a family reunion and watching them come home, and they were just so ecstatic, and there was so much love and excitement for us and how we get to carry on their legacy. um and Wilmer's incredible and funny. He's so talented because he also knows Fez like the back of his hand, and the way that he inhabits Fez's physicality is with such precision, especially because he knows what makes Fez funny and how the audience can relate to him and what will make them laugh. So he plays those angles, and it just, as a young actor, it's like, wow, I can't wait until I'm at that level. This show was a vehicle for all of them to get there. So it was, being part of the sequel is just very, very exciting.
Well, in my honest opinion, you don't have that much further to go. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Thanks to your team for putting this together. This is awesome. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. Everybody be sure to watch that 90s show, which is now streaming on Netflix. Fingers crossed for a second season. Hopefully it lives on like the original.
Yeah.
And congratulations on all your success. And thank you just for sharing a little bit of your evening tonight. I appreciate it very much.
Of course. Thank you so much, Brett.
Absolutely.